Hey everybody, Edo here, and this is The Brigade by Alex Wynnter, and it is live on Kickstarter now. And this is obviously a prototype version. In fact, the quality was super low because, as I was told in a letter, it's expensive to ship from Australia. But this is a really cool game. In The Brigade, you are... it's a fantasy world. This is the city of Tinderbox, and it's constantly on fire. And you are vying to be the head fire chief captain of the land. And it's awesome. It's super cool. This is half the board. It's a 6x6 grid. You have this main sort of fire city building in the middle, and then you have all these little townships around and buildings. All of the artwork and stuff is still in development. But essentially, you're going to be playing as one of the captains, and the captains themselves don't have abilities, or at least abilities yet, but they each come with a fire wagon. So if I take on the board, and you start in the corner, so there's the black captain, here's the orange, and if we were playing with other players, they'd be in the other corners. So you start with a captain. Captains can hold 2 buckets of water. You'll put 2 squares on your captain. And then you have your action selection. So on your turn, you can do a few specific things. You can move your captain around the board, and you can move up to 3 spots diagonally or whatever you want, by orthogonally or diagonally. But what's neat is, if buildings are on fire, and they almost always are, and they sort of start on fire, and they progress on fire. Once they go all the way through, they'll burn up, and they'll be completely removed from the game. And I'll talk about how they go on fire. But you can't skip a fire. Like, you can't be like, blah, 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 and walk past a fire. So movement's restricted by, if you hit a fire spot, you can leave afterwards, but you got to stop. You got to be like, oh, I see you have a fire there. I'll take care of it later. And then keep moving. All right. You can move your wagon. Your wagon can teleport. Your wagon can hold a ton of water on your card, and eventually it can actually put out fires as well. But it's going to travel, and it can teleport to you to a spot on the board. You can extinguish a fire. You use 1 bucket of water per square of fire that gets moved per spot. So this whole game's about moving and carrying fire with you. You can refill if you are in your home base, or you've gained loyalty in a town. You can refill your wagon or your captain. You can recruit another crew member, and all of the crew members have super cool abilities. And they can use water to put out fire to use their ability. But, like, messing with loyalty, moving around, like, just very cool character abilities. You can transfer water between people in the same square if you need to. Usually that's to use an ability. Or you can upgrade. So one of the things you're doing in this game as you play is you're working to upgrade those tracks on how many crew members you can have. You can sort of see it here. How many crew members you can have, how much water your wagon can contain, and how much leadership action points you can spend on your turn. So there's an interesting decision tree. There are also a lot of win conditions that are a bit different. You can win by getting 1 of each tile type. They're of the different types per your character, whatever they are. Not classes, but affinities, I guess you'd call it. You can, and then 1 of the middle squares. You can have 3 of the middle squares, and they're really hard to get and easy to block. If everything burns up, you score out points on what you've taken. So there's an interesting sense. Also, loyalty. The way that works is, as you're putting out fires, you get to put your squares. So if I'm black, and I've moved over here, and let's say I brought my wagon with me. Well, it's okay. I walked, and then I teleported my wagon. And I'm here. This has 3 fire. It's on fire in the 3rd position. If I have 3 water with me, I'm going to spend the 3 water. Fire's put out, and then I would get 3 tokens on it. If the tokens match the number in the corner, in this case 3, you get loyalty. I can refill my water, and that's part of the victory condition. But if somebody comes in and they get 4, because this place can get back on fire, some of the crews can set them back on fire. You can take that back. So you're really vying for this ever-burning city. How does it, you start by burning some stuff and lighting it on fire, and then there's essentially these event cards that happen not every round, but every turn. And some just say these buildings get lit on fire or burn up more, and then some are directional that say the wind goes east and all fires spread eastwards and grow eastwards. Played it, wanted to play it again immediately. I love the fiction, the approach. It has a lot of different directions you can go, and the action selection's meaty. It's a little bit heavy, but it's still family weight. And you know, I look forward to the art and everything, and the components all coming together into a nice execution. But surprise fun, put a smile on my face. I enjoyed this one. Thanks a lot. Bye.